Have you ever wondered why love is both the most beautiful and the most confusing thing in life? Why do some relationships last forever, while others fall apart despite both sides giving their best? Breakups are not just the end of a relationship, they mark the beginning of countless lingering thoughts in a man's mind. They may appear strong, even indifferent, but deep inside, questions keep swirling in their heads. Did I really make the right decision? Does she still think about me? Or, how long will it take for me to forget her? They struggle between letting go and holding on, between regret and liberation. So, what do men really think after a breakup? The answer may surprise you. Welcome to the Sophia's Knowledge channel, and my name is Sophia. This is where every story and every lesson about love will help you find the answers you're looking for. Today, we will explore a fresh perspective on 5 thoughts men always hide after a breakup. Stay with Sophia because the most surprising and interesting things are still ahead. Before we begin, find a quiet place, put on your headphones, and relax your mind. Let the insights in this video help you experience love more deeply and cherish every meaningful moment. Are you ready to embark on this journey? Let's go! Number 1. Did I really make the right decision? Breaking up is never an easy decision, no matter who initiates it. But there's a truth that few admit: men, even when they appear strong and decisive on the outside, still have moments of self-doubt. After a relationship ends, there are times when they sit quietly, questioning themselves. Did I really make the right decision? The emptiness after a breakup. When a man steps out of a relationship, at first, he may feel relieved. If he was the one who initiated the breakup, he might believe it was necessary, that it was the only way to end the pain, arguments, or unhappiness. If he was the one being left, he might try to accept that love has ended and that he needs to move on. However, as time passes, a sense of emptiness begins to creep in. Men may not express their emotions as openly as women, but that doesn't mean they don't feel pain. One day, when he sees a couple holding hands on the street, hears an old song on the radio, or returns to a familiar room now missing her presence, he starts to wonder, did I make a mistake? The beautiful memories return. Regardless of the reason for the breakup or the pain it caused, no one can deny that there were once happy moments. When a man recalls the times they laughed together and shared their dreams, he starts to question himself. Maybe when they were together, he felt that she wasn't the right person, that they had grown too different. But now, in her absence, he misses the little things he once took for granted, the way she cared, the way she laughed at his silly jokes, or simply the comfort of her presence every day. Were the outside opinions really right? One common mistake men make when deciding to break up is being influenced by those around them. Friends might say, just forget her, there are plenty of other girls out there, or if she didn't make you happy, then breaking up was the right choice. These words might offer temporary comfort, but no one truly understands the emotions of the person involved better than he does. After spending time apart, without daily calls or messages, he begins to realize that a relationship cannot be judged solely based on external opinions. Was the breakup reason truly worth it? Every breakup has a reason. It might be incompatibility, accumulated pain over time, or an unexpected event. But as time goes on, men often ask themselves, was the reason for our breakup really worth losing her? If it was over small differences or misunderstandings that could have been resolved, they might feel regret. They realize that perhaps they could have been more patient, tried harder to make things work. However, if the reason was deep wounds or fundamental incompatibilities, they may find comfort in knowing they made the right decision. Was the breakup reason really important? One of the most crucial questions men ask themselves after a breakup is, was the reason I left her truly worth it? Many relationships don't end because love is gone, but because of repeated conflicts, unresolved misunderstandings, or egos that refuse to compromise. But when all is said and done, when the anger and pain have faded, they start to wonder, could I have tried a little harder? If the breakup was over minor issues, differences that could have been worked out, then sometimes men feel regret. But if it was due to major problems or deep wounds, they might reassure themselves that they made the right choice. Time gives the answer. No matter how much they doubt, no matter how many times they ask themselves, did I really make the right decision? In the end, time provides the clearest answer. If, after a long time, the longing remains, if their heart still feels the loss, then maybe it was a mistake. But if, after everything, they feel at peace, feel like they've grown, and are happier, then perhaps their decision was right. Should they go back? This is one of the most conflicting questions men struggle with after a breakup. When they start doubting their decision, they wonder if they should reach out again. But it's not an easy choice. Some choose to stay silent, afraid of bothering their ex, of being rejected, or of falling back into the cycle of old emotions. Others are braver, trying to reconnect, but they don't always receive the response they hope for. Regardless of the decision, they must accept one truth: the past cannot be changed, and sometimes, what is lost can never be regained. In the end, no decision is entirely right or entirely wrong. The most important thing is the lesson men take from the relationship. If they were wrong, they learn to cherish the people around them more, to love and understand better in future relationships. If they were right, they learn that sometimes, letting go is a way to find true happiness. No matter what, life goes on, and every decision is part of the journey to growth. If you find this video helpful, share it with your friends or loved ones to spread the message. And if you have any questions or ideas, leave them in the comments. I'm always listening and ready to respond. Let's continue this journey together. Number 2. Does she still think about me? After a breakup, whether they were the one who initiated it or not, men cannot avoid moments of weakness when their minds suddenly drift back to their ex. In the quiet of the night or when they unexpectedly hear a familiar song, a recurring question lingers in their thoughts: does she still think about me? This is not just simple curiosity, but an internal struggle, a wavering feeling between wanting to move on and hoping for a sign from the past. When silence becomes an obsession. After a breakup, men often try to appear strong, some even choose to disappear completely, no contact, no social media updates. But it is this very silence that makes them even more uncertain. No more goodnight texts, no more spontaneous phone calls, no more scolding when they come home late or forget an anniversary. Suddenly, everything becomes eerily quiet. They start wondering, does she feel my absence? Or has she already adapted to her new life, no longer needing me? The silence of an ex is not just an ending, it becomes a mystery that men can't stop thinking about. Do old habits still linger? One undeniable truth is that when two people have been together long enough, they develop habits that only they understand. It could be the way she always sent a morning text, how they watched a movie together every weekend, or simply the familiar coffee shop they used to visit. After the breakup, men often wonder, does she still remember those things? Does she unconsciously pick up her phone, only to realize there's no one to text like before? Does she walk into our favorite coffee shop and sit there alone, reminiscing about the times we laughed together? Old habits are like imprints of the past, whether they want to or not, they remain, reminding both of the days they once shared. Social media, the invisible bridge. In today's digital world, social media has unintentionally become a tool for men to keep tabs on their ex without direct contact. They don't text, they don't call, but they frequently check her profile to see what she's up to, whether she has posted anything new. They pay attention to every photo, every status update, searching for clues that might suggest she still thinks about them. If she posts a sad song, they wonder if it's a hidden message about their past relationship. If she looks radiant in new pictures, they question, is she truly happy, or is she just hiding her pain? Even if they don't admit it, men often secretly hope for one thing after a breakup: to know that they still cross their ex's mind. The fear of being replaced. One of the biggest thoughts that haunt men after a breakup is whether she has found someone new. Even if they don't love her anymore, even if they were the ones to end it, that doesn't mean they want to see their ex move on so quickly. The idea of another man taking their place in her heart unsettles them, sometimes even making them jealous. They wonder, am I still important to her? Did she really forget me that fast? The fear of being forgotten isn't just selfishness, it's a natural human instinct. No one wants to accept that they have become just a part of someone's past. The invisible jealousy. One of the most uncomfortable feelings after a breakup is imagining that she has moved on and started a new life. Men may pretend not to care, but deep down, they fear one thing: is she seeing someone else? They might not want to get back together, or they may have been the one to walk away, but that doesn't mean they want to see their ex move on too fast. If she finds someone new, they start questioning, was I ever truly important to her? This jealousy is not necessarily about wanting to rekindle the relationship, rather, it's the harsh realization that they are no longer the center of her world. When life gives the answer. No matter how much they wonder, no matter how many times they ask themselves, does she still think about me? In the end, time provides the clearest answer. One day, they may accidentally run into her on the street, or an unexpected message from her might pop up. Or perhaps they will simply realize that, whether she remembers them or not, it no longer matters. Because if fate still ties them together, if they still hold significance in each other's lives, then somehow, they will find their way back. And if not, then no matter how much they reminisce, the past will remain just that, the past. If you're still watching this video, don't hesitate to comment continue. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comments, I would love to hear your opinions. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support Sophia's knowledge so I can create more meaningful and insightful content. Let's continue this journey together. Number 3. How long will it take to forget her? After a breakup, whether they were the one who ended it or not, everyone hopes that time will help them forget their ex and the memories that were once an important part of their life. But the truth is, no one knows exactly how long it will take to truly let go of someone. Men often try to appear strong, keeping themselves busy to suppress their emotions. But in moments of solitude, they can't help but wonder, how long will it take to forget her? Will it be just a few weeks, a few months, or even years? There is no definitive answer to this question, but the process of forgetting someone always follows certain stages. And sometimes, the hardest part isn't forgetting a person, it's accepting that they have become the past. The first days after the breakup, when the pain is still fresh. The first few days after a breakup are the hardest. Whether they were prepared for it or not, the sudden change in their life still leaves men feeling lost. No more goodnight calls, no more daily texts, no more someone always there to share every joy and sorrow. Even if they try to act normal, deep down, they know they have lost something important. This is also the stage where they are haunted by the question, will I ever be able to forget her? They try to reassure themselves that time will help them move on, but every passing moment serves as a reminder that she is no longer there. Old habits, when memories still linger. After a breakup, even the smallest things in life can trigger memories of an ex. A song they used to listen to together, a familiar restaurant, or even a passing scent can bring back the past. They might walk down the same streets they once strolled with her, only to realize they are now alone. They might unconsciously pick up their phone to send a message, only to remember they no longer have the right to do so. Old habits act as invisible chains tying them to the past, making it difficult to move on even if they want to. When logic wants to forget, but the heart won't allow it. The truth is, forgetting someone isn't just a matter of time, it's a battle between logic and emotions. Logic says, I need to forget her and move on. But the heart constantly brings back old memories, reminding them of the happy moments they once had together. This is the stage where many people feel stuck. The more they try to forget, the more they remember. They want to move on, but their resolve crumbles when confronted with a familiar memory. That's why many ask, how long will it take for this feeling to disappear? But unfortunately, there is no formula that can make them forget instantly. Things that make it harder to forget. Certain factors can prolong the process of moving on and make it more painful. Social media. Nowadays, it's hard to forget someone when a single click can reveal their life. A single photo or status update from her can undo all the progress made in trying to move on. Mutual friends. If they share too many mutual friends, hearing about her or accidentally running into her can slow down the healing process. No one knew. When there is no new person in their life, men often fall into the trap of comparison and regret. These factors make it clear that forgetting someone isn't as easy as they might have thought. When acceptance finally sets in. After some time, whether long or short, men start to realize one thing: the pain is no longer as sharp as before. They may still remember her, but it no longer hurts as much. The old memories remain, but they become just that, memories, rather than something that haunts them. This is the stage where they truly move on, not because they have completely forgotten, but because they have learned to accept that the past cannot be changed. So how long does it take for a man to forget someone? There is no exact answer to this question because everyone processes emotions differently. Some move on within a few months, especially if their feelings had already faded before the breakup. Some take years because they loved too deeply and need time to heal. Some never truly forget, but they learn how to keep the memories from affecting their present life. The important thing isn't how long it takes, but what they do during that time to move forward. Learning to forget and move on. Forgetting someone doesn't mean erasing all memories. It means learning how to keep those memories from controlling emotions. Here are some ways that can help men move on faster. Cut off contact. Don't keep old messages. Don't follow her on social media. If necessary, temporarily block her to avoid moments of weakness. Focus on self-improvement. Spend time developing yourself, engaging in new activities, and meeting new people. Look ahead. Stop looking back at the past. Focus on the good things waiting in the future. In the end, how long will it take to forget her, is a question that every man asks after a breakup. But in reality, there is no fixed time frame, because forgetting someone isn't just about time, it's about emotions and how each person deals with their pain. What matters isn't how quickly they forget, but how they let go in a healthy way. Because when they are truly ready, one day they will realize that their ex is just a part of the past, not a lingering pain in their present. Number 4. Is she happier without me? After a breakup, one of the most haunting questions for men is not, does she still love me? Or, will I ever forget her? But rather, is she happier without me? This is a thought full of contradictions. On one hand, men want her to be happy because, no matter what, they once loved and cared for her. On the other hand, they fear that she truly is happier without them. That would mean their presence in her life wasn't as significant as they once believed. Is she enjoying life more without me? Was I the reason she wasn't happy in the past? And if she truly is doing better, should I feel relieved or heartbroken? When men realize they are no longer part of her life. After a breakup, the first thing that makes men feel lost is not just losing a girlfriend, it's losing a part of their daily routine. Before, they could easily know what she was doing, whether she was happy or sad. But now, she has become a completely unfamiliar world. No more check-in messages, no more intimate conversations, no more laughter or arguments. This distance makes men start wondering, what is her life like without me? Is she heartbroken, or is she enjoying the freedom of not having me around? Social media, a window into her new life. In today's world, social media is one of the first things men turn to when they want to find out how she's doing. If she posts happy pictures, smiling with friends, or enjoying life with full energy, men wonder, is that real happiness, or is she just pretending? On the other hand, if she doesn't post anything at all or shares melancholic statuses, they think, is she missing me? But no matter the outcome, men fall into an emotional whirlwind. If she seems sad, they might find comfort in knowing they still mattered. But if she seems happy, they don't know whether to feel relieved or hurt. The fear of being replaced, a man's biggest insecurity. One of the most troubling thoughts for men is seeing her with someone new. They may no longer love her, they may have accepted the breakup, but witnessing her happy with another person is still an uncomfortable feeling. They ask themselves, is he making her happier than I did? Did I make her suffer, and now she has found someone better? Was I never good enough to keep her happy? This is not just wounded pride, it's also a form of regret. Whether they admit it or not, seeing an ex find happiness with someone else is always difficult to accept. When men realize she no longer needs them. There is a moment every man dreads after a breakup, the realization that she no longer needs them. Maybe at first, she was still sad, still holding on. But as time passed, she learned to live without them, to be happy and strong on her own. This is when men truly face the reality, she no longer needs me. It may hurt, but it is also an important lesson. After all, no one belongs to anyone forever, and everyone can learn to find happiness, even without the person they once loved. Do I really want her to be unhappy? The real question is, if men discover that she is truly happier after the breakup, how will they feel? If they truly loved her, they should be happy that she found joy. If they are only feeling regret, they need to understand that her happiness doesn't mean they weren't good enough, it simply means they were no longer the right person for her. The truth is, everyone has the right to seek happiness, even if that means parting ways. If someone truly loves another, they will want them to be happy, even if it means not being in their story anymore. What should men do when they realize she's happier without them? If one day, a man realizes that she is genuinely happier without him, instead of feeling heartbroken or tormented, he should accept the truth. Her happiness has nothing to do with whether he still matters, it simply means life has moved on. Stop comparing, don't compare her current life to the past. Every phase of life has its own value. Focus on yourself, instead of looking back, focus on the future. Invest time in self-improvement, personal growth, and finding happiness in his own way. Reflect on yourself, if she is truly happier now, maybe it's an opportunity for self-reflection and a chance to become a better person in future relationships. The real meaning behind "is she happier without me?" This question isn't just about curiosity, it reflects a man's inner struggle after a breakup. He wants her to be happy, but at the same time, he fears that she actually is happier without him. But in the end, what truly matters is not whether she is happier, but whether he is ready to let go and seek his own happiness. Happiness is not a race to see who moves on faster or who finds joy first. Everyone has their own journey, and when men truly mature, they will understand, someone else's happiness is not a measure of their own worth. Number 5. Should I contact her again? After a breakup, one of the biggest questions that trouble men is, should I contact her again? This isn't just a passing thought, it can sometimes become a persistent inner conflict. There are moments when they feel an urge to pick up the phone, just to send a simple message like, "How have you been?" But immediately after, they hesitate, is reaching out really the right decision? They worry, if she has moved on, will texting her make things worse? If she still has feelings, will it drag both of us back into the same cycle? Am I texting her just because I'm lonely, or do I truly want to reconcile? These are thoughts that every man has gone through after ending a relationship. Why do men want to reach out after a breakup? It's not random that men feel the urge to contact their ex deep down. They often have one of the following reasons: still have feelings, even after breaking up, they still care about her and can't stop thinking about her. Loneliness and emptiness, life becomes quieter after the breakup. No more morning texts, no more late night conversations. This emptiness makes them want to reconnect. Curiosity about whether she has moved on. Sometimes, men don't actually want to get back together, but they are curious to know if they still matter to her. Regret over the breakup. If they were the one who initiated the breakup, they might later realize they made a mistake and want to fix it. A sense of losing possession. When they see her moving on, especially if she's happier or has found someone new, they might feel like they have lost something valuable. But regardless of the reason, the most important question is, would reaching out actually be good for both of them? When not to contact her. There are situations where reaching out will only make things worse instead of improving anything. When it's just because of loneliness. If a man wants to text her just because he feels empty, it's not fair to either of them. He needs to find ways to overcome loneliness instead of seeking temporary comfort from his ex. When the breakup was due to unsolvable problems, if they broke up because of serious incompatibilities or recurring conflicts, then reaching out will only prolong the pain. When she has moved on with someone else, if she's in a new relationship, reaching out not only puts him in an awkward position but also risks disrupting her new life. When he isn't emotionally ready, if he still harbors jealousy, anger, or regret, contacting her will only create more emotional turmoil. In these cases, it's best to maintain distance and let the past rest. When it might be okay to contact her. However, there are situations where reaching out could be a reasonable choice. When both have had time to reflect, if, after some time, both have matured and realized they still have feelings, then giving each other a chance might be worth considering. When the breakup was respectful and amicable, if they ended things peacefully and without major pain, staying in touch as friends might not be a bad idea. When there is a sincere desire to fix past mistakes, if the man realizes he was at fault and genuinely wants to change, he could try reaching out to see if she is open to hearing him out. But even when reaching out seems reasonable, it's important to carefully consider the approach to avoid causing unnecessary hurt. If you decide to reach out, how should you do it? If after careful thought, he still wants to text her, then the approach matters. Don't text just to test her reaction. If the message is only to see if she still cares, that's unfair to her. Make sure there's a genuine reason behind it. Don't bring up painful memories. Avoid opening with phrases like "I miss you" or "I regret breaking up." That could make her uncomfortable or feel pressured. Keep it light and natural. A simple message like "How have you been?" or "Hope you have a great day" can be a safe way to start. Be ready for any response. If she responds positively, the conversation can continue. But if she isn't interested, respect her decision and don't push further. If you choose not to reach out, how do you get over the urge? If after careful consideration, a man realizes that contacting her isn't the right choice, he needs to find ways to overcome the temptation. Focus on himself, spend time on hobbies, work, and personal goals. Avoid triggers that bring back memories, at least in the early stages. Limit checking her social media or reading old messages. Talk to friends. Sometimes, just sharing feelings with a trusted friend can help ease the emotions. Remind yourself why you broke up. If the urge to contact her arises, remind yourself of the reasons the relationship ended, so you don't make a decision you'll regret. Final thoughts. Should I contact her again? Is a question that almost every man asks himself after a breakup. But the answer isn't simple. It depends on their remaining feelings, the reason for the breakup, and whether both are truly ready to face each other again. If the urge to reach out is just due to curiosity or loneliness, it's probably not a good idea. But if there are still genuine feelings and a sincere desire to mend past mistakes, it might be worth a try. The most important thing is not to let temporary emotions dictate the decision, but to carefully consider the consequences. Because sometimes, the best thing isn't to reunite, but to learn how to let go so that both can truly find happiness in their own way. Conclusion. A breakup isn't just the end of a relationship, it's the beginning of a series of lingering thoughts. No matter how strong a man is, he will struggle with complicated emotions after love fades. He wonders if he made the right decision, if she still thinks of him, and how long it will take to forget her. He questions whether she's happier without him and wrestles with the idea of contacting her again. All of this reflects not just regret or heartbreak, but the fear of change and the loss of someone who was once important. But no matter how overwhelming these thoughts are, what truly matters is how he chooses to face them. If there's still love and a real chance for reconciliation, then it's worth thinking carefully to avoid repeating past mistakes. But if the relationship has truly ended, then learning to accept and move on is the best path forward. The past may leave regrets, but the future always offers new opportunities. In the end, happiness isn't about who moves on first, it's about whether each person can grow, understand themselves better, and find true peace. Only by letting go can a man truly be strong and ready for a new journey in life and love. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope these insights on love and relationships have given you new perspectives and a sense of connection. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with those around you. We all have our own love stories, and I'm happy to explore them with you. See you in the next video. Wishing you a wonderful day filled with love and positivity.